Welcome to the FSB Now Racing News. This week's guest is Milt Minter Jr. Here at FSB, we call him Milt the Monster.
How you doing, Francis? Thanks for having me, and just like to start off saying how much we appreciate all the work you do with FSB Now and the videos. Always look forward to looking at that. Start off my week.
Well, thank you very much, Milt. Love doing it. My first question for you tonight is, how long have you been in FSB?
Well, pretty much from the start. We're in the 6th year right now, and it started out group of friends I had kind of got me into computers, and they were sim racing NASCAR 3, and they were talking about this guy that was awesome with this joystick, and his name was Jim Ray, and he walked in. It was like the Godfather walking in the room. Ooh, there he is, and that's when I met Jim, and through the trials and tribulations of racing with those guys, they kind of petered out, and realized that we were really, race fanatics, and Jim has the temperament and the organizational skills and the drive, and he structured this league, and I learned a lot about playing well with others, and what's important, and yet still racing hard and competitive. I think we have the perfect blend here. And we've had our ups and downs, and but we keep stroking on here. It's just really been a great thing. It really gives me a release and get my racing fix.
Oh, that's awesome, Milt. It is. It's great here at FSB. I love racing here. I understand that your father used to be a real race car driver, and he's done Le Mans stuff and raced in different places like Watkins Glen, New York, and things like that. You want to just kind of fill us in a little bit on your dad?
Yeah, I'd love to. I talk about him a lot, but I do have my own identity, actually. But this is all a game, and what he did was for real, and he was really something special, It's easy to say, but to ride in a car with him was just, he could barely hold a beer cup without spilling beer everywhere. But once he got behind the wheel, it was like it transformed. It's like my stepmom said at his memorial. When she met him, he was driving for Roy Woods in a Trans Am car in 1970, and she was the secretary there, and he was also double driving at Riverside. He was driving the Trans Am cars, and he was driving a Porsche 906 for Vasek Polak, and he asked her if she wanted to ride, and like she said, he gave her a ride, and she was hooked. I mean, that excitement, that life. I mean, they lived. They traveled around in a motorhome, and they did it old school. That's why he was such a big Dale Senior fan. There are pictures of Dale Senior all over his garage, and he had some shots at the big time, but like racing is, it's mostly anticipation mixed in with disappointment, and he went to Le Mans 3 times, and he had all kinds of stories, and probably a lot more that he didn't want to tell me, but the best run they had there was with him and some French guy, and I can't remember his name, and Paul Newman. They led their class up to the 18th hour, and then blew a motor in the Ferrari, which the Ferrari never blew a motor, but he trained Steve McQueen in a 908, and he was one of the guys that taught Paul Newman. He was that type of guy that I guess the story that would if you could picture it, was this little speedster that had this monster little motor in this little car, and guy built this thing, and I drove it once down the street, and it was just unbelievable. It was like a 4-cylinder car with about 250 horsepower. It was just unbelievable. So anyway, the guy he was racing with, was going, "How can I be 3 seconds slower than you?" And my dad said, "Well, let me take a lap with you." So they were, I think it was Laguna Seca, and they were going through somewhere, and he said, no, you got to go through there flat out. And he goes, "I can't do that." So the next time they came around, he goes, "Go through it again." He reached over from the passenger seat and grabbed the wheel and took his foot and put it on top of the guy's foot and floored it and drove it through there from the passenger side flat out. Now that's how you do it. Guy just shit himself, But, yeah, I mean, it was an exciting life, and that's something I always wanted to do, but never really had the opportunity. It's a rich man's game, and the sim racing affords me that fix I need, and the good friendships.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing stories. I've heard so many from you. I'm definitely going to have you come on the show again, and you can tell us a lot of stories. I got another question. We don't have much more time, so I just want to make sure I get this in. FSB Racing is going to have a GTP series, and they're going to be running a 24-hour Le Mans race. And I believe you know quite a bit about that, so I'm going to just let you go ahead and proceed on with it. And go ahead, Milt.
Yeah, it's with our friends from Vader Trophy Racing, our British friends, really the best in the world, and we're lucky enough to be a part of this great event. Be multiple countries and multiple teams. Right now we look at it in about 30 entries right now, with FSB entering, probably 4 cars. And that in itself is a whole story, but it's really proud and glad to be a part of our team effort, with our lead drivers. And we'll be racing against the French, the Russians, the Brazilian team is going to have 3 cars. Of course, the Brits, who are 2-time champions, and Hungarians, and another American team, and Team OER, Frosty St. Clair, just some real big-name sim racers in Europe, to be a part of that and be a part of this international event. Our team and our philosophy of sportsmanship and mixed in with hard racing. And of course, we have Damien Godzilla, so that we always have a chance when you have such a great driver and a great guy like him. So really looking forward to stirring it up and having a good finish there in our lights and our cars.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. I'm going to try to participate. I've been going out there, practice on that new Le Mans track. I haven't been doing too bad, but like I said, I'm going to have you on again for sure, Milt. And maybe we'll even get Damien to come in, and we'll bring some more up about this before this starts. I want to thank you very much for coming to the show and spending some time, and maybe again real soon there we'll get together and do some more here at FSB. You got any final words, Milt?
Well, I'd just like to thank you again, and thank you for all the time and effort you put in, and the mention you give our league, really makes it special. And I don't know much about technical stuff, but I know it takes you a lot of time to make those replays and stuff, and we really appreciate it. And thanks again.
All right, Milt. Thank you very much for coming on to the show, and thank you very much.